In this video, we're going to show you to install the brake master cylinder in your Nissan Frontier, located on the driver's side of the engine bay. Before removing your master cylinder, you want to make sure that the vehicle is positioned so you can remove all four wheels. As after you perform this job here, you will have to perform a brake bleed on the entire system before hitting the road. You want to start by removing our cap here, set that aside. We want to remove the fluid from inside the reservoir, so you can go ahead and grab a container to store that fluid. And you can use like a turkey baster or whatever you have for a tool to go ahead and remove that fluid. We're going to remove the screen. Take precaution of all of the brake fluid that is in here. This is extremely hazardous to the vehicle's paint. So make sure you have the proper protection on the paint. Cover the fender or whatever you need to do when doing this job. Now, the reason why we're doing this here is that when we remove the master cylinder, we want to eliminate as much fluid from just leaking out all over the place and making a mess. Once you feel that the reservoir is drained enough, go ahead and throw that cap back on there. We're going to place some absorbent mats underneath here. That way there, when we crack open those brake lines, it'll capture some of that fluid if there's anything left in there. And once you have that mat in there, we want to go ahead and disconnect our electrical connector from the sensor. On the very bottom of it, this is a little tab. You can sometimes pinch it with your finger. If you can't pinch that and then pull that connector off, you can use a pair of pliers and just gently pinch in that tab and then grab that connector and wiggle that off. There's a little tab right there that you're pinching to remove. Next, we want to loosen and remove the two nuts here for our hard lines. We're going to use a 12mm wrench. If you have a flare wrench, you can go ahead and use that. But just give this a little bump and loosen these here. Now, there's going to be some residual fluid in the lines, so just be prepared. Get them to the point where they can spin out by hand. And then go ahead and do the other one. These aren't super tight, but they are pretty snug. On the flange side of our master cylinder, there's going to be two 13mm nuts. There's one here, and then horizontally across right on the other side, there is the second nut. We're going to use our gear wrench to go ahead and loosen these nuts. And then once this is off here, I'm going to go ahead and repeat for the other side. On the other side, you can use a socket and extension with a ratchet. Kind of get you around all of the lines here. Makes it a little bit easier. All right, there's the second nut there. Now you can grab that master cylinder unit. I'm going to just kind of wiggle that out of the way. Slide that up and out. And there's the old unit. You want to clean up around here. Now there is an O-ring here. If that O-ring is deteriorated at all, you want to go ahead and replace that. Here it is right here. Clean up that surface. Before installing the component, make sure you install the seal. Now that we have our seal installed, you have two options to go ahead and bleed the master unit. Number one, you can use a wooden dowel or a rounded brass punch on the inside here, and you can put this into a bench vise and compress this unit and bleed it using the proper tools. The way we're going to do it is we're going to install it onto the vehicle and do an onboard vehicle bleeding process. go ahead and get the two nuts started. Once you get both of these started, we'll go ahead and snug those down. You want to make sure that this is good and snug. Go ahead and do the same on the other side. Our next step is to go ahead and remove that cap and the strainer from the inside. Now we have made bleeder ports or tubes here to go ahead and help us with our onboard bleeding procedure. And you want to make sure that if you make these here that the line itself bends down and goes down into the reservoir into fluid. And when installing these here, you want to make sure that you don't cross thread anything. So you want to make sure that everything is spinning properly. So as you're threading these in, you gently wiggle the nut in the line to make sure that that threads in nice and easy. Now I like to thread them in as far as you can by hand, and then you do your final tightening afterwards. With those snug, we're now going to go ahead and add some DOT3 fluid to the reservoir. Going to fill up just above the full line here, and then we'll start to pump and bleed these out. With this fill up to the max line, we're going to hop into the vehicle and pump the brakes several times until we don't hear any more air burping into the fluid. All right, so let's go ahead and start to pump the brakes. We're going to push them down slowly all the way to the floor. And release, and we're going to continue to do this several times. So at this point here, there's no more air bubbles coming out of the unit. Now I'm going to pull the lines out of the reservoir. I'm going to put my strainer in and install the cap. Just put a rag together to catch any of the dripping going on from that hose or those lines. I'm going to go ahead and do one of these at a time. And then thread the fitting into it. Make sure you thread that in as far as you can by hand. Now, because we had the hard lines separated, it automatically introduced air into the system. That's why when you're all done here, you want to go ahead and bleed the brakes. Make sure that's good and snug. Let's go ahead and repeat this process for the back line. We are going to give this a spray down with some solvent. Get any of that residual brake fluid wiped up and cleaned. Good, and grab that electrical connector, line that up, push that on. Now that everything is secured over here, get to remove that towel. At this point here, double check the fluid level. Add or remove any extra fluid. You want to make sure that you're at that max line there. At this point here, you can now start with the brake bleeding process. Now we're going to start our brake bleeding procedure. We have all of our wheels off. We have the vehicle supported. We have someone inside the vehicle to help us out with this. Now our pattern here is going to be starting at the right rear wheel. Then we're going to crisscross over to the left front, then the left rear, and finishing up with the right front on this particular model vehicle. Now on the front side here, we have our brake caliper. We have a rubber cap. You want to go ahead and pop this off. You can use a small pocket screwdriver or maybe even the edge of your 10mm wrench here. Just pop off that rubber cap. If you don't have this cap, it is not the end of the world. It is great to have it because it does protect the bleeder here, but not critical. Now we're going to use a 10mm wrench. Now I'm going to instruct my assistant in the vehicle to go ahead and pump up the brakes and hold it. While they're holding it, we're going to go ahead and start the procedure. I'm going to put on our bleeder hose here. This will help capture our brake fluid. And while we're doing this, we're going to be watching for air bubbles coming through the hose. I'm going to use that 10mm to go ahead and get this ready. Put it on the bleeder. Okay, go ahead and pump it up and hold.
Holding.
Go ahead and crack this open. You'll see the fluid coming out. And what we're looking for is any air bubbles coming through. Close that up. And we're going to continue this procedure per wheel. It could be anywhere from 3 to 5 times. Go ahead.
Holding.
Okay, go ahead.
Holding.
Go ahead and open that up. Close it. Now while we're doing this here, you want to make sure that assistant is holding that pedal to the floor while that's open, and then you close this and then they can release the pedal. Otherwise, if they release that pedal while this is open, it's going to suck in air and you're going to have to start this process all over again. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Okay. We're good there. I'm going to go ahead and release this, wipe that down, and install our rubber cap. Let's go ahead and move up to the left front wheel. Open the cap. Go ahead and fill it up to the max line. Install the cap. Now we're at the left front wheel. We're going to repeat this process. If it has the rubber cap on the bleeder, you want to pop that off, set that aside, install and hold that bleeder hose there. Get the wrench ready. Okay, pump it up.
Holding.
Now the pumping action inside the vehicle, you normally want to do that 3 to 5 pumps and then hold that pedal. Let's go ahead and open this up. And we had quite a bit there. We'll close this up. Go ahead and pump it up. You can see all of this in here.
Holding.
Looking much better. Go ahead.
Holding.
And go ahead.
Holding.
And there we go. We have a solid stream of fluid coming out. We'll snug that down. You go ahead and release the pedal inside the vehicle. Wipe off our equipment here. And we'll go ahead and install that rubber boot. Install your rubber cap. Let's go ahead and move to the left rear, or the driver's side rear wheel. Open the cap. Go ahead and fill it up to the max line. Install the cap. Install our hose here. Okay, go ahead and pump it up.
Holding.
Pump it up.
Holding.
And one more time.
Holding.
Solid stream of fluid, perfect. Snug this down. Go ahead and remove that hose. Wipe it down. And if you have the rubber cap, go ahead and pop that on. Open the cap. Go ahead and fill it up to the max line. Install the cap. After we've topped off the fluid again, let's go ahead and do the right front. Go ahead and pump up that pedal.
Holding.
All right, pump it up.
Holding.
And one more time. It seems like we're getting a good solid stream of fluid here. So I would say this is done. Snug that down. If you have the rubber cap, go ahead and pop that on now. Open the cap. Go ahead and fill it up to the max line. Install the cap. Install your wheels. Go ahead and torque down your lug nuts to 98 foot-pounds. And then go for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.